Hello, welcome to Living Arts. I'm your host, Jackie Suarez. We have a great show tonight. We have Bill Edwards, Tommy Buddha, Tom Dowd. They are working with an organization to support wounded veterans. It's called Westchester All-Stars Christmas for Wounded Veterans. Bill, thank you for coming on the show.
Well, thanks for having us.
How are you?
Fine.
And you, I know. And basically, this album really kicks butt. It's awesome. And I'm just glad to be able to promote the event that you're having.
No, thank you.
So give our audience an idea of how you guys started with this.
It basically started out with, I had way too much spare time. So I came up with this plan to try to do something to help, wounded veterans' causes. As the dedication is on the album, I get a lot of that from my father. He served in Korea, World War II, and was a donor of over 8,000 hours at the VA hospital where he lived. And it kind of instilled in me that we should be doing whatever we can, all of us, to help out veterans and veterans' causes. So we came up with this plan, and I approached my buddies and friends who are musicians, all based in Westchester, like Tommy Blues Buddha here, and Tom Dowd from Buried in Blue, and a number of other people, and asked them if if they would consider writing an original Christmas song and donate it to this compilation with 100% of the profits going to the causes. And every one of them just jumped on board. It was great, and everyone just came through with the songs. We have 13 different artists making up the entire CD. We have Venice Thomas, we have Rich Steele, Chuck St. Troy, John Cobert, Duchess Di and Dave Keys. We have Gary Adamson. We have Scott Staten and his lovely daughter Mia. We have New York Yankee great Bernie Williams on the CD. We have Nick Morrock from the David Sanborn Band. Johnny Feds and the Blues Boys, Stolen Moments. These are all Westchester-based musicians that came together to make this CD sound as great as it does.
And I've heard it, and it is fantastic. I guess for the project itself, it's your father's work with veterans. How did that come into play with what you're doing now?
Well, just the fact that he always instilled in me that, these are the folks that deserve some help, they deserve the respect, and if you can do something to help out with that, go ahead. And he showed me that by doing over 8,000 hours of donated time, up until, unfortunately, he passed away about 4.5 months ago. But up till 6 months ago, he was constantly doing that, and that was his whole life's work. So it kind of, instilled in my heart that we should be doing stuff. And this is an opportunity to do that, with musical friends as good as these guys and everybody else on the CD. And if they're willing to pitch in and help, we ended up with a great CD, and now we're moving on to a live concert to support that CD too.
And the concert is in
Irvington Town Hall Theater, and it's on Friday, November 30th. All the acts on the CD will be there. I think one will not be Richie Steele because he's out in Las Vegas right now. Just spoke to Bernie's manager, and he has every intention of being here. But on a project like this, with that many acts, the lineup could change as we get close to the date. But everyone has intentions of being there and playing live that night. We'll all do the songs from the CD, plus each act will do another song of their choosing of what they do. Like Tom Dudley here does the blues kind of music, R&B. We have Venice Thomas, R&B artist, Tom, his band will do up another tune, so you'll get a little bit of Christmas, and you'll get a little bit of what all these artists do on a daily basis when you go see them in the clubs and concert halls.
No, absolutely. Have you always been like a vocalist or had a band of your own?
Yeah, that's what I did for a living for years, and then I kind of got out of it, got back in, and now I really don't play out that often. I spend most of my time writing and recording, and then go from there. And with a little luck, something will happen with that. But in the meantime, get to put my energy towards a great cause like this with all these folks.
No, absolutely. So, Mr. Buddha, for people that don't know you, let's break it down for them.
I'm a blues singer. I'm not stuck in any genre. Really, I play all sorts of blues. Blues are the roots, the rest of the fruits. So I do R&B, I do rock, I do funk. So it's kind of a combination of all. And I've been doing it since I'm a kid. I also, like Bill, got away from it for years. And then I came back around, I don't know, it's been a while now. I've been back probably about 15 years. But record my own CDs, self-produce myself, would do videos. I have about 7 or 8 videos on YouTube right now. Just finished one last week which is going to be released right before the election because we're doing a remake of Politician, the Cream song, and a different take on it. But it's it's all fun. My show is about fun. My show is about like interaction with the audience. I go wireless with a mic. I hang out in the audience. I sing to people, bring them up and dance. It's I love what I do. It's my job. I love it.
You know, I've seen you perform, and you're just like terrific. You electrify the whole audience. You're great.
Thank you.
I know it sounds like so, but I was very entertained when I saw you. And when you came to this project, what drew you to this? Why did you agree to do this?
Well, there's a strange story behind this too. I'm not a veteran. I thank God didn't have to be. You know, I lucked out on that. I didn't join the Army, but I have a brother that retired from the Army. I have a father that was in World War II. And about a year ago actually, my guitar player, Charlie Scott, who's a Peekskill resident, passed away. And when he passed away, somebody sent out an email saying, they need somebody to do the Veterans Administration a jam there. And I do that jam now, today. I took that commitment. And I found out when I did it, it was Charlie's, that Charlie had did it for years. And so every other Wednesday, I go there to Montrose Hospital. And, we do a jam there, and then the veterans come and jam with us, whoever's a musician. And then through that, when Bill brought this to me, it's just a natural fit for me because it's something I've been doing for a while, and I see the benefit of it. I also just recently did an event for Senator Ball. Tom was there too, and we did an event that was for veterans and first responders. It was during the summer. So I have a big belief in the project, because of what I do personally. I, like Bill, believe that these are people that deserve to be respected and honored, and they put their life on the line for us. So, anything I can do, I'm willing to do.
Well, absolutely. I think, people forget sometimes it's like the freedoms that we have and what we enjoy, just being in America. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have to put their life on the line to do that. And when they come back home or they are in need of services, it's like we have to be there for them.
The other thing is also whatever my beliefs are about war. War is one thing, and we may believe, that nobody wants war, but that doesn't mean that we don't have to believe in the people that have to go to war. Those are the people that represent us and put their lives on the line, no matter what we believe about the war itself.
Right. Yeah. Maybe you didn't believe in weapons of mass destruction, but
right. On the CD,
people still died over it.
Right.
On the thank you page of the CD, I think that's where it is. I put a little quote, and it says exactly what Tommy says. It says, "Hate war, but love the American warrior." Regardless of your political beliefs, especially now at this time of year, when we're getting politics jams down our throat, something like this, goes past all of that. It's just for the people that can use the help, and a thank you for doing what they do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like, just even doing this was like, very, very kind of you. It's like this is going to help a lot of people. Yeah, I hope a lot of people see the concert. I hope a lot of people like. I watched that video and I was like, you're a really good singer.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Mr. Dowd, what brought you to this project?
Ed called me up and I decided to do it.
Pulled your leg?
It was a good idea. I think we're all unanimous on that. No. I know a lot of the other musicians because I play a lot in Westchester on a weekly basis. So I know a lot of the other musicians on the CD. So I figured this would be a great cause. So we put our song on there.
That's awesome. Like, I'm not so familiar with your musical career, but how are you playing with a band now, or?
Yeah, I'm native to Westchester County, and I'm a graduate of Mercy College jazz guitar program. Mm-hmm. And in 1986, we formed a band called Buried in Blue. Back then, blues music was very popular and rock and roll, but we've since basically evolved into a kind of a popular music band now. It's kind of needed in the bars and everything. People like to hear more like pop music, dance music. Mm-hmm. So we've been doing it since 1986. We've been playing together in the bars.
So you were the vocalist for the band, or?
Yes, I'm the lead vocalist, lead guitarist. And we've had other members come in and out, but Kevin McSweeney is my other guitar player. We've been playing together since the early 80s. So we're basically buried in blue, and then we kind of plug other people in when we need to.
Okay, so you're mainly doing like covers of...
Yes, covers. We do a lot of original music, but we used to do it when we were younger. Now that we've gotten older, we basically do a lot of covers. It's just a necessity now.
Yeah, so people want to hear it, right?
Yes, people want to hear those songs, and that's how we get the shows. Yeah.
So, Mr. Buddha, I've noticed that like your style of music is very kind of New Orleans. Like, are you from that area?
No, I'm from Yonkers.
So
That's
am I.
where, yeah. I was born in.
So
Well, I'm
am
from
I.
the South.
We
Yonkers.
all
You're
are.
from Yonkers too?
We're from the Yonkers
wow.
connection right here. And I hope nobody holds that against us.
I know exactly.
I'm from South
People from
Yonkers.
Yonkers
That's
are
probably where
very
the blues
shifty.
come from. No, I'm from Yonkers. I picked up on. I was brought up on R&B stuff, more like the Temptations and all the the Motown stuff, and rock and roll. But as I got older and I got into this music, I just adapted to the blues, and it's evolved for me into a lot of different things. The CD I did that you're probably talking about, and the stuff that I did, which is more piano based, which was a lot of boogie woogie and a lot of New Orleans type music. That's just part of what I do, because I got 3 different projects going right now that are 3 different types of music, but they're all blues based, because the blues just can go anywhere, and that's why, like, when people hear the word blues, they go automatically, maybe it's this, but it's so much more, and like you said you've heard me and you've seen it. It goes into a lot of different areas. But I am definitely influenced by the New Orleans stuff, because I have a guy who's a real boogie woogie guy in my band who loves to play that stuff.
Yeah.
So when we get together, it's
So
good
are
stuff.
you putting together like a CD, or what's the future of your band here?
Right now, I've been doing a project for about a year and a half with a gentleman, Paul Opalak, in Long Hill Recording Studios, and we've been putting out singles. We've been doing, I think we have about 8 singles out in the last year and a half. Because to put a CD together takes a long time. It takes maybe a year, and then a year of promoting it. It's like a 2-year project. But when you do a single, which is the industry finally caught up to me, everybody's starting to do singles. Everybody's doing singles. I say, what an idea I had. And I've been putting them out, and it's much easier to do a single and put it out quickly, and then a couple of months later do another one, and then you're actively in the scene. And then we do a video with those singles. We do a video with them, and we do YouTube, and so it gets a lot of exposure.
Is that in like conjunction with iTunes, or?
Yeah, I'm on CD Baby, iTunes. I've been actually doing CD Baby more. That's been more, but I'm on iTunes too, because once you go all over.
So if someone wanted to find out information about what you're doing, what's the website?
bluesbuddha.info, and I also have bluesbuddha.com. I have 2. So, and it's BUDDHA. Some people go AH, and that ain't gonna work.
So I guess you should say that too. It's like, how would someone look up your band?
Buriedinblue.com.
Very straightforward.
And mine is BillEdwardsMusic.com for all my solo music. And we both work together. He brought up Paul Opalak, who the studio where he works. I also work with him. And just to give some pats on the back, first of all, I just want to say for Tom Dowd, most of these people on the album were friends of mine for 30 years. Tom was one of the acts. I never met him. I approached him at one of his gigs. I've heard good things about him, and I asked him, and without hesitation, he said, I'm in. Also, John Colbert, never met him before. Most of them are friends of mine. But that just says something about the musical community, at least in Westchester where we are. Everybody's very supportive of each other and never miss an opportunity to do any kind of charity work. You just did a big charity up at the county center last week, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so it just says something good about the hearts of the people involved also.
No, absolutely. I mean, like Denise Thomas, I've seen her at Arts Westchester in White
Great
Plains.
talent. Father was
I think
Rufus
we were
Thomas.
there that night.
Yeah, we were there also. Yeah.
So how did you put all this together? Like, did you come up with the music first, or
No,
everyone
no,
had
no.
to come up?
I approached each individual act and asked them, without restriction, would you write a original Christmas song for this project? But I was hoping, and that's what everybody did. Everybody did what they kind of do. You know, if Tom does a blues R&B thing, Venice did a rhythm and blues thing, gorgeous tune. You know, John Colbert did a tune I would say is something like a Jackson Browne tune, but specific to what these people play in the clubs and what they do when they go out. So it was giving everybody the freedom to do it. That's why there's such a varied group of tunes on this thing. You're not going to get bored. You know, you have a Latin vibe tune that was done by Bernie Williams. We have Roxy Perry, who did a duet with me on a straightforward blues tune. You know, everybody came up with what they do, and that's what makes it interesting. You're not going to get bored with the project as you go through it.
Well, it's a great album, and it's like, for someone that really doesn't know too much about this, like, why would they want to buy this, or why should they care? It's like, what would you say to them?
Well, you know, the what we're doing here is trying to raise money for people that need help. A lot of these guys are they come back that, you know, they don't have anything. When I work at the Veterans Hospital, I see it, you know, firsthand. You know, a lot of these guys get damaged from it. There's drug addiction that happens to them, and you know, the fact that, you know, that they've given so much for us, I think that's a reason to buy it in itself. The other fact is it's quality. You know, what we're making is very good quality. Right. Everybody in this project is top notch. This is the best of the best, as far as I'm concerned. And you know, I speak for everybody around me. Tom Dowd is an amazing talent. He sings. He's a great singer. No, he is. And all the rest of the people, just to hang with them and play with them, people are going to see how good Westchester artists are. You know, and we are real good.
And some causes will ask you for a donation. Here, your $10, your $15, whatever you put for the CD, you're not just getting a donation. You're going to have a CD that you can take every year. You're going to take it out, and I guarantee you, you're going to find 5 or 6 songs on that, regardless of the type of music that you listen to. You're going to say, why don't I hear songs like that every year? So you're really going to get a good product for a great cause, and how could you beat that?
And a great concert. So the concert is on November 30th.
November 30th, Irvington Town Hall Theater on Main Street in Irvington. And if you go to WestchesterAllStarsChristmas.com, on the website, you have access to buy the CD at iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon.com. You can buy tickets for the live show. You can see the music video. We only have one out now from this thing. It's for a song called I'll Be Your Santa Forever, featuring Bernie Williams on guitar. You know, you can go there, and it's centrally located. I want to make it as easy as possible for people to get there and have access to it. There's samples of all the songs on the buy page. So get on there, take a look around, you'll find all photos of all these artists live, playing out live, and their bio page. So you can find out information, the lyric sheets to all the tunes, all the names of all the great players that working with the guys that are here and everybody else on the CD.
So it's just going to be that one concert, not anything after that, or?
Right now, it's just one concert, yeah. We want to get it out before the holidays and do that in support of the CD. Now, that's not to say that this doesn't become an annual thing. I would love it to be an annual thing. You know, again, go back, get some new people, some people that are currently on it, and make this an annual thing, because it's a project to be proud of. And as long as we keep putting out music of the level that these guys and everybody else involved on this CD, we're not embarrassing ourselves, that's for sure.
No, you're not. It's very good music. And let's say, like, just for argument's sake, if someone wanted to connect the dots, it's like, exactly how are these funds helping veterans?
There's 2 groups that we're donating to. The first one is the Gary Sinise Foundation. Gary Sinise, Hollywood actor, star of CSI New York, Forrest Gump, Apollo 13. He has a foundation which is phenomenal to me. They go and re-outfit homes for men and women that come back from the war, you know, missing limbs and stuff. Their homes might not be handicap accessible. They'll go in and rebuild the homes for these guys and girls. I mean, it's just a phenomenal thing. He also is a musician. He has the Lieutenant Dan Band. As a matter of fact, we tried to get him to be at this thing, but he's working in Cleveland that night, earning money somewhere else. So it's a great foundation. We're very proud to be tied in with them. The second one is Veterans Adaptive Sports, Inc. it's a veterans group that, like Tommy said, a lot of the people that come back are there's not only the physical issues, there's the mental issues. And when somebody comes back and loses a limb, and a lot of it is, a big problem is suicide. What that organization does is they take disabled vets out and put them in situations that you and I take for granted. Going to a ski slope and going skiing or going tobogganing or something. They'll take them and do sporting events. They work with other companies that'll build apparatuses that'll help them in it, and use that activity, the activity that is just normal, what we look at as a recreational day. To them, it's a triumph to get out and do it. And they use that as part of a therapy to combat suicidal thoughts. And they do some great work too. And both of those charities are 501c3 registered charities, and we're proud to be tied into both of them. And we hope we can give them a check, about maybe that big. That would be great.
A huge check.
A huge check. Yes, we'd love to do that.
Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to do that, but
we could sell these cameras and make a few bucks.
Yeah, absolutely. I think another thing that people might, just be like misleading or something. It's like charities, for the most part, have gotten a really bad name recently. Anderson Cooper has done huge exposés on them, and I think people want to be secure in the fact that the money they're giving to the project is going where it should go.
Well, let me tell you how this was done. The CD itself, every artist donated the songs for free, no ties. All the studios that were involved, I'll try and get through them real quick just so you know. Headline Studios, Riverworks Studios, Long Hill Recording, Elmo's Garage, Z Studios, Water's Edge, Peaceful Water Studios. All of those studios donated all the time to record all these songs for free.
I have to mention Z Studio, Raheem Grant.
Right, Raheem Grant.
Actually gave me your number, and
I know. I thanked him for putting us together.
It was really awesome for him to do that.
Yep. He was the last minute thing. We had to get Bernie Williams in to do his guitar stuff, and I called him. I met him one night before that, and he said, "Come on in, whatever you need." So with all of that, with the studios donating the time, Bang Zoom Productions mastered the entire project for free. So with all that said, we were then able to manufacture 2,000 copies of the CD with donations from Pete's Saloon Restaurant, the Appliance Doctor in Yonkers, Pam and Sam Dalgo, people like that I knew and requested. They just gave me checks and said, here. And we got the CDs done so that now every penny from the sale of the CD, whether somebody buys it on iTunes for $12.95 or comes to one of Tommy or Tom Dowd's gigs and he has them there and $10 a piece, every penny of that gets to go right to the cause because the production costs were covered. And now on the live show, we're just starting up like that. And that's where, if anybody out there wants to help us with sponsorship, we'll gladly take it. Feel free to break loose with the cash.
Show me the money.
We'd like to get the cost of the concert covered. This way, again, every bit of the ticket sales would go to the cause. Also, what we'd ask people to do is, if you're fans of Tommy and John Cobert and Venice and everybody, if you're coming to the show and you decide to pick up yourself 2 tickets, we'd like you to consider maybe buying an extra 2. Call us. We'll donate it to the VA hospital here in Montrose, where Tommy does a lot of his work.
We're running out of time. I'm sorry, we're going to have a minute. The website for the cause is
WestchesterAllStarsChristmas.com.
Buy the album, go to the concert. This is a fantastic man. What he's doing is really awesome, and I'd like you guys to get behind it. Mr. Buddha, thank you. Mr. Dowd, thank you for coming on the show. If you ever have an opportunity to see these guys play, go out and see them. They're awesome. And you can catch previous episodes of Living Arts on the YouTube channel, Living Arts in Westchester. This was graciously donated by Tony Quest. I have to bring it back to her. And that's about it. Thank you for tuning in. See you soon. Peace.
Thank you for having us.
I've ever had have all been spent with you. I hate the thought of leaving one alone. I don't know what I would do. The light in your eyes is so much brighter than the star on top of my tree. When I wake up Christmas morning, you're all that I want to see. Rudolph, Frosty, and all the elves couldn't make my Christmas any better. As long as you're my Mrs. Claus, I'll be your Santa Claus forever. The Christmas feast and presents have no effect at all, but holding you by the fireplace can make my heart rate stall. 100 Grinches couldn't stop me from sharing my love with you. Without you, just like Elvis said, my Christmas would be blue. Rudolph, Frosty, and all the elves couldn't make my Christmas any better. As long as you're my Mrs. Claus, I'll be your Santa Claus forever. Rudolph, Frosty, and all the elves couldn't make my Christmas any better. As long as you're my Mrs. Claus, I'll be your Santa Claus forever. Some people only get to feel this joy at the holiday season. I'm lucky enough to have it all here, and your love is the reason. It's a wonderful life, is the movie